Ross, all the preparations are done, the new season's about to start. Just how excited are you and basically the whole football department ahead of this new campaign?
Yeah, really excited. Obviously, on the back of last season, we enter this year as champions, and we're all really excited. I think, aside from a really exciting season last season, we obviously had to live through the impact of coronavirus, and the virus is still with us today, of course. But the repercussions of that meant the training ground, we had to have real tight restrictions on everything we were doing all the time. We had many of our academy players not here at all, at home, all of our squads. Difficult year for the under-18s and the B team. We were really fortunate here that we've got a very experienced and top-level doctor, and Dr. Mark Waller, who helped guide us through all of that. But of course we missed the fans at Ibrox as well. So we're really excited to get into the season. With the training ground, a hive of activity, full of energy, all of our academy squads back here, training and playing, the first team squad with a real energy about it. And I think the pre-season games at Ibrox, with the varying degrees of numbers we were permitted to allow in, that the Rangers fan support was outstanding. We could again feel that energy back in Ibrox, the confidence of the fan base as well. And I know how excited the players are to an even bigger attendance against Livingston in the season opener. And then hopefully by the time we welcome Malmo to Ibrox, there'll be a greater number again. So it's been really good, really good pre-season. We've added to the squad again, of course, which we always intended to do. The plan, whether that be the content of pre-season through the training content, the physical content, has been in place, since probably March and April last year. With Stephen, Jordan Milsom, Michael Beale all working really, really hard to make sure that was planned meticulously. We had to make a change to our pre-season arrangements and cancel our camp in Europe due to the changing government regulations. We've done all of the training periods been done here in Glasgow, with the exception of I think one day in Liverpool, which was also great. We're thankful to Liverpool for that. But it's been a really, really, really good pre-season. We've really enjoyed it. The games programme's been outstanding. Starting of course down at Partick Thistle, and then with Tranmere Rovers. Welcoming Arsenal to Ibrox was also great, and the first time we saw the fans back at Ibrox. The Brighton game was another exciting one for us, and thankful to them for coming north. And then we added a late game with Real Madrid coming, which was brilliant last weekend. And when Real Madrid approached us and asked if we would welcome them at Ibrox, we were delighted to accept that invitation and bring them here. It was a bolt-on to our pre-season. It was a late call that came to us. But when that level of opposition wants to come calling, we were delighted to accommodate them at Ibrox last week.
You mentioned that the training ground has been a hive of activity, and I guess that's been added to by the number of new staff that you've added to over the summer. What's been the thinking behind that?
Yeah, I think, listen, I've said since the day and minute I came here, as I think Stephen did from the day he entered the building as well, is we want to take the club forward all the time. We want to be relentless in how we drive the club forward. We are extremely thankful that from our chairman Douglas Park, our vice chairman John Bennett, and all of our investors, we are consistently backed to make this club stronger day by day. We have a clear plan, as I mentioned earlier, as to how we were going to manage pre-season, how we were going to plan pre-season, what our recruitment looked like, what the exits from the squad looked like, but also how we were going to develop our staffing and how we were going to develop our facilities here as well. So we're delighted that we've enhanced and strengthened our medical and high performance departments. Adam Roberts was the latest acquisition for us. Adam joined us in the last week, having served a notice period with Edinburgh Rugby. He strengthens our physiotherapy team. Eamon Swift has been here throughout pre-season now. We want to enhance our emerging talent. What we're looking in our 16 to 18 year olds south of the border, 16 to 21 year olds I should say. So we're already made an appointment in that field for us, which is an exciting one. Again, someone who's experienced and well researched in that field. We're enhancing our data, our technical scouting, so we can never stop here because we know the journey the club's been on, we know the journey we're on today, and to really make sure that we've got a proper modern football club, which we have now, but we can never stop building, but it's got to be aligned to our plan, and our plan's absolutely clear. And the sporting director, the thing that's pleasing for me is we've got a group of staff here working with me every day, from the chairman down, that are absolutely aligned and committed to that plan and all working off the same page.
Across the different aspects of the football department, we've also seen a lot of transfer business done. How do you reflect both in and out of what's been done so far?
Yeah, I felt the word plan a few times, Nick, and that's really important for me and for us. Stephen and I were really clear, probably from October, November last year, what we wanted to do across the January and summer windows, almost looking at those windows in tandem. We secured the signings of Jack Simpson and Scott Wright in January with a view to the summer, but we were happy to accelerate those transfers in, and the two boys being around this club, familiarising ourselves with this group of players, with everything that comes with representing this club, was fantastic for them. And we're delighted that we actually made those moves earlier than had initially been anticipated. Nnamdi Offabor is a much more complicated one, as the manager mentioned last week. He's a player we're excited about. We've just got to be really careful with Nnamdi. There was an illness that Stephen mentioned previously that caused a virus, and we need to be really careful with him. But I've mentioned Dr. Waller already. We've built an outstanding medical staff here. We'll look after him expertly, or the doctor will. I certainly won't be doing that. And we'll give him all the care he needs, and we're looking forward to seeing him join in as soon as is possible. But the doctor will look after Nnamdi for now. And then moving into the summer, we've secured Fashion Sakala and John Lundstrom. Again, two players that absolutely were in our thoughts, in our plan, dating back to October, November. We clearly wanted to increase the speed in our team. We've definitely done that across the two windows. Fashion goes around this building every day with a huge smile on his face. I probably can't say any more about him than what Stephen said after the game last weekend. He's been a credit to himself since the day and minute he walked in this building. Indeed, before that, when he had to adhere to government guidelines with a quarantine, and clearly that's a difficult period when you're travelling here from a red zone and 10 days on your own. But he's been outstanding, and he just goes around with that big smile, full of energy, infectious enthusiasm, and it's great to have him with us. John's somebody we have admired for a long time. We knew how good a player we were signing, and he is that. We knew how good a character he was, but he's even blown us away with that as well. He's a leader already. He's a key man around the building. Really humble person, and someone who can already really appreciate what this club is, and he feels like he fits us expertly as well. So the window's not over yet, of course, and we've always got our eye on what else we could be doing. Also looking to the academy and into our B team and our under-18s to constantly to strengthen that as well, as we have done with our women's team. The focus is always in the first team, of course, but we're happy where we're at today, but we're always looking to push forward.
You mentioned the B team there. They've obviously begun their Lowland League campaign. How do you reflect on how they've got on there so far, and also some of the challenges they have in their games programme this season?
Yeah, so that's an exciting programme for us. It's something that we absolutely wanted to lead the way on. We've been very clear in that now, probably over the last year, that we think that the B team playing within the league structure is something that is to the betterment of Scottish football, whilst absolutely being clear we think it's to the betterment of Rangers as well, and we don't want to hide behind that. We see the model in place in so many countries across Europe. It's become a normal model across Europe. We remain disappointed that it is not where we wanted it to be within Scottish football. And we also remain disappointed that we don't feel any real plans or strategy as to how we really as a country should be developing our players in a really important phase between the ages of 18 and 21. And we'd like to see more of that. However, we are really thankful to the Lowland League. We were really delighted to receive the invitation from the guys at the Lowland League to join their league. We've enjoyed the experience so much so far. 4 games in, 3 wins, 1 defeat. A difficult defeat for the boys as well. The model is working off the pitch. We can see although limited capacities across the first 4 games, all 4 games sold out. The other clubs delighted with the attendances in place. We can see that side of things working. We thank the Rangers fans for the support of that so far. We've saw families attend the games, a lot of kids attend the games, and when I turned up at Dumbarton the other night to watch the game against Civil Service Strollers and see all the fans outside with their flags and their banners and face paint on the faces and things, it was great to see, and I know it's really, really good for the young players as well and the staff. But we made some changes to the staffing of course as well. David McCallum and Brian Gilmer leading that team. We wanted it to be a real education and development side, really aligned to our first team in terms of its identity. Stephen Gerrard and Michael Beale in particular, Gary McAllister, are really close to that as well in terms of what's going on, how that's looking, and we're all really, really pleased with where that's at today. And we only see progression in that team, in those players, in those coaches, and clearly we believe in that model wholeheartedly.
On the B team and their recruitment, they've obviously strengthened their squad as well as a number of teams across the academy. Tell us about that.
I think it's always important that we are looking to our talent pipeline, looking to the future. Where do we need to strengthen? Whilst considering what we've already got in the building, because that's important. We can't be blocking our pathways here and just signing player upon player, whether that's at first team level or outside of that, of course. So we've signed 2 young international level players so far. Greg Allen joined us from Hearts, a young Scotland international. We're really excited about him. He's made a really strong impact, primarily in the under-18 team so far. This week we have announced the signing of Charlie McCann from Manchester United. Again, a really, really good footballer, an international level player, a player that I think can do really, really well for us. Somebody who we're really excited about. So we're delighted that he's made the switch across. We're working on one other one for the B team at the moment, which hopefully we'll be able to announce soon. But yeah, that's important that we've always got an eye on that as well, because we want to make sure that our talent pipeline underneath the first team is as strong as it can possibly be. And those two players will do well for us.
A big pillar of what you've done since you came into the club has been the development of the facilities around the place. How is that progressing?
Yeah, again, I think the words relentless and energy that I use all the time, we've got to constantly look to do something to enhance this place. The training ground and Ibrox are looking excellent. We made a lot of investment, thanks again to the chairman for supporting us again with the Ibrox pitch. That was really, really important to us. The pitch clearly wasn't where we wanted it to be. We were really open about that. I think that the fans noticed that. You could see that it was clear as day that we had to make improvements there. But likewise, we've really, really improved our facilities here at the training ground. Whether that be the pitches, whether that be the new AstroTurf facility, or just the players' facilities behind the scenes here as well. We're constantly looking to move things on all the time, and we have done again. But that's all in line with a plan. It's not just something that we're waking up one morning and deciding we're going to build a new pitch or build a new AstroTurf. Everything's in line with a plan here that we're developing and that we're working on. But also the counterbalance to all of that is, let's be honest, there's still places, whether it's Ibrox or whether it's the training ground here, that we walk in and they frustrate me every day because I want something more or something better. But those things are plugged into that plan for what happens next as well. So we're on a really good direction here. Everybody on the same page. Facility development is really important for us, as is our staff development, our people development. But nothing's more important than the development of the Rangers team.
One of the key themes that you've discussed right through your interview there is the fans. Now, their return, as you mentioned, has been building up steadily. Hopefully more numbers are going to come in the coming weeks. How fantastic and important to have them back, so they've got that synergy between the product in the park and then also their support in the stands? Absolutely.
It's just so important for us. I think we missed them greatly last year. However, we did feel their support always throughout the season. I've gone on record to say that before, as has Stephen. But even with the 2,000 against Arsenal, I think I probably noticed it when the team came out to warm up and you suddenly felt noise in the stadium, even with the 2,000 there. And then as that escalated across the friendlies, there was really good noise, really good energy. And I was going to say, I hope that it will be the same when the league opens, but we don't need to hope, do we? Because we know Ibrox will be absolutely raucous and the fans will be right behind the team again. And as you say, create that synergy between the players and them, which we know can be something very, very special and very, very powerful where Rangers and Ibrox are concerned.